Back to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, it's about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and the price of Bitcoin is currently at 112K. What a disgusting day today. Trump came out speaking about spiking up the tariffs on China. God knows what other news was happening, and we got decimated. The bulls got destroyed, the bears came back, and well, I'm here. Let's cover it. Starting off here with the weekly. I was telling you guys earlier this week we're having a red candle, and I was afraid that this could be tweezer tops. Right now we have a big red engulfing candle with a gigantic wick. We went all the way as low as 102K. This is almost unbelievable of how far down we went down, coming down from 126,199. Like that, this sounds like a nightmare. But so far we have 2 days before this candle closes. Obviously this candle does not have to close like this. We could always come back up. As you can see, just how we went all the way down, we could always go all the way back up again. But if we were to close like this could be the top. It's hard to say. Right now it's tweezer tops. It's not looking good. As you can see, the RSI is on the way down. The stochastics RSI are starting to roll over. If this rolls over, we might be coming down. This went down to touch the 50 moving average, which was at 100,000, almost 101,000, almost touched it. We close like this. What I don't like is that usually when you have a long wick like that, we usually go to eat up that wick with a candle. So it's not looking too good. If we take a look at the 2-week chart, which also closes in 2 days, this is ridiculous. This up and down right now, it's indecisive. The stochastics were rolling up. Now it looks like we're about to roll over. So let's see what ends up happening with that. If we take a look at the other time frames, the 6-day is still on the way up. We lost the 21 moving average. This closes in about 5 days. The 5-day chart is on the way up as well. This also closes in 2 days, but we are below the 21 moving average. The 4-day chart, it looks like we're on the way up. We lost the 21 moving average as well. This one closes in 23 hours, so by tomorrow that should close. The 3-day chart is already starting to curve down. So this means that possibly for the short term we might continue going down, which is what I'm saying. We might end up eating up this wick and coming back down for lower prices. On the 2-day chart, the stochastics are toppy. We're just up here right now, so we still have a long way to go unless we just start to curve up. Here we lost the 50 to 21, the 80, we even lost 100 at some point. Now what's interesting here is on the daily chart, the stochastics are really on the way down. So I would say a few more days and we'll get to the bottom. Hard to say we're gonna drag down here or continue or roll up, but look at this. We went down and we wicked. It looks like we wicked below the 200 moving average. This is ridiculous. The 200 moving average was at 106,692. Been calling that since this Adam and Eve top here, that it looks like we want to go down to the 200 moving average. We negated that with an inverted head and shoulders, if you guys remembered. Now all of a sudden we started to come down here. The other day I drew a cup and handle pattern, and we were tracing this perfectly until today that we fell below the cup and handle. But if you guys are tuning into the channel frequently, anytime I do a cup and handle on a higher time frame, especially on the 4-hour, we usually do drop out of the handle. We never go below the head here of the cup, but we usually drop out of the candle severely, and then we play around, and then we end up getting to the cup, and then we do the full measured move. Now if we eat up this wick, then we'll be going below the cup of the cup and handle. Then I think that this will be negated, this pattern. I will still have to keep this cup and handle here. So far, anytime I drew a cup and handle in a larger time frame, it eventually does play out. I had one on the 1-hour the other day. That one got decimated, so that one's definitely not gonna turn out. But this is the wick that I'm not liking. We closed this candle today red. Like I said, we went all the way down as to 102K even, and we're already starting off a red candle. The stochastics are on the way down. It's possible we come back down at least to test this 200 moving average. This is a very long wick. We could be coming down even lower. On the other time frames, the 22-hour time frame, we see that the stochastics are on the bottom, but we're still dragging here. This could take a while before we curve back up. We lost the 200 moving average here. This is bearish. 12-hour chart, same thing. We lost a 200. Still have room on the stochastics to keep dragging. 10-hour, you can see we're still dragging here. 8-hour, same thing. 6-hour, same thing. On the 4-hour, we lost the 200 moving average. I have to get bearish. You guys already know, once we close candles under the 200 moving average, I get bearish. Like I said, this is a long wick. We might eat up some of this wick before we could bottom out and come back up. So far we have a red candle here. Maybe we could turn back up and get above the 21 moving average. Unless we could get above this 50 moving average, you have to stay bearish, I would say. We head over to the 1-hour chart. Stochastics are dragging here as well. We might come up at some some point to test this 21 moving average at 118,000 maybe, or maybe this 21 moving average will continue coming down and we'll touch price somewhere around 114, 115 around there. But everything's showing us that we're probably going to continue going down. What's funny is that next week we do have some reports that are happening. If those reports come out good, maybe, you know, it's got manipulated today, they sold off so they could buy cheaper, and now next week all the reports come out good and all of a sudden we're back to all-time highs. This is the game that we play here when we're playing crypto. It's a crazy game here. 15-minute chart, look at this. Tweezer tops, we bounced off the 21 moving average, are coming back down. We're high on the stochastic. It looks like we're going to come back down at least to test this double bottom at 108,391, if not to eat up this wick and possibly go lower. So if we lose this 108,000, I would say if we lose 108k, 107k especially, we probably are going to come back down to test and eat up some of this wick. Let's take a look at the other coins really quickly. If we take a look at the 4-hour chart, we take a look at Ethereum here. This one also got decimated. We went down to $3,510. Cardano is one of the ones that really got destroyed, because we were, as the other day, we were like at 95 cents. We were holding 88 cents. We started falling to the 70s. This thing went all the way down to 27 cents. The last time that we got decimated like this was back in that big drop, I think like in March, February, somewhere around there, and we only went down to 50 cents. This time we went down to 27 cents. That's the thing with trading. You have to expect the unexpected. In XRP, we were at $3.15 the other day. We got destroyed. We went all the way as low as $1.83. Can you imagine that, being at $3 just the other day, like a day or two ago, and coming all the way down to $1.08? Even if you had stop losses at $2 at $1.50, $1.08, this is ridiculous. So right now the bears are in charge, and they came back with a vengeance right now, and they decimated anyone that was bullish. I think the bull run is still going on. I think we could recover from this. Bitcoin is still above 110k. We definitely lost that new range that I was talking about, 120 to 130. We're back at 110 right now. So basically from 110 to 120 is a new range. We lose that, we're gonna have to play around in the hundreds to 110. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.